Hey guys, J-Man here. Now, normally we would be going live on Sunday, which is tomorrow, but we're doing a special stream today. It's not Phantom Zone or anything like that. I changed it all up to just talking about Christopher Reeve for his birthday. So he was born today. It was 1952 is when he was born. So I thought, you know what? Let's do something for Christopher Reeve. We talk Superman so much on this channel anyway, so one more stream is not going to make or break anything, really. It doesn't matter. I'm wearing my Superman gear. I got my Christopher Reeve Foundation dog tags. I have so many of these, but they're dwindling, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. So yeah, I thought let's just talk about Christopher Reeve. It could be it could be Superman. We'll talk about the Superman movies, of course, but we'll talk about some of the other movies that we've seen. I don't know if I've seen every single one of them. I've probably seen like 3 or 4 outside of Superman. So we'll go through those and just give our thoughts and share our opinions. If people have anything they want to say about Christopher Reeve, yeah, we can do that. I've seen all the what ifs. I saw Free Guy. I saw what else did I see? I think there's some trailers or something, like there's the Hawkeye trailer and whatever. So I've seen all that stuff, but we're gonna save that for another time just because I want to take a break from for this stream just to talk about Christopher Reeve specifically and not make this about everything else. Plus that latest what if was trash anyways. The Killmonger one was my favorite, even though it made no sense at all. That was probably my favorite one, favorite one because it showed Killmonger for who he is, which is a piece of crap villain. Anyways, all right. As usual, we have Steve with us. Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Hey, J-Man, doing well.
All right, so Sean texted me. He's going to be late. He just kind of comes on. I don't know when he's coming on. We're going to try to keep this as much Christopher Reeve, topic as possible. We might not go too long today. I've got a show that I'm going to tomorrow, and I don't know how it's going to go because this is the first time now where we're going to have to show.
Oh yeah,
the proof of vaccination. Like we got to show the proof and have the mask and 6 feet apart and 50% capacity. It's like, okay, well, some of these things should go, right? Like if I'm double vax and I'm wearing a mask, why do we need more? It's just adding more things as you go along. Then it's going to be, oh, now you're going to have this, now you're going to have that, now you're going to have to pay for this, now you're going to have to pay extra for that, now you're going to have to park here, whatever. I don't want to get into it. I'm already irritating myself. Okay, so let's talk Christopher Reeve talk. I'll say real quick. So I've got this is the Christopher Reeve Foundation that I used to just buy these dog tags, which I can show you. Oop. So it says "Go Forward," and on the back it says Christopher Reeve Foundation. I don't know if there's a year on here, but I used to buy these. I had so many. You get one as a dog tag, and you get one as a keychain. The keychain one I wear on my belt, and I've worn that forever, like on my belt, like for as long as I can remember. The dog tag, I do it here every so often. I think I bought about 4 or 5 because every time you donated, it was basically like a $10 donation, and you purchase these dog tags and they send them to you, and all the money goes to Christopher Reeve Foundation. So I kept buying the dog tags. And I bought like 4 or 5, and I thought, what am I doing? I may as well just I don't need more of these, right? Like, what am I going to do with all these? So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just have a recurring donation? They can set it up, and it's not like there's some charities where you have to have a certain amount. You can pick the amount. My thought process at the time was, I just signed up for Netflix or whatever, or maybe it was I think this was before that. So I'd signed up for something. I can't remember what it was. Or maybe it was Netflix. I don't know when Netflix came out, but we signed up for Netflix and it's like $10. I'm like, well, why am I paying $10 to this when I could easily be giving $10 to something, better, right? Right. So it's like I thought, why don't I sign up, for the recurring donation from the Christopher Reeve Foundation? Now they don't send you these dog tags if you do recurring donations. You have to purchase these. I've given a couple of out to people. Some people at my job. There's a guy at my work. A couple of guys who. I gave a dog tag to one and a keychain to the other, because they love Christopher Reeve and we always talk about it. So I gave it to them. I've got 4 left, two keychains, 2 dog tags. And I just realized I tried to put the link up for today's stream. I cannot find it. I think they're done. But you know what? About a year ago, I checked again and they still had the dog tags out for purchase. It was on the Warner Brothers. Yeah, it was on the WB shop, like Warner Brothers shop. And they would send it to Christopher Reeve. And now maybe it's through the donation through the website itself where you can get them. I did check there and I couldn't really find it though. So I don't know if these are just gone now, which sucks because it was a great thing. It was an incentive because you could use Superman. You know, they were able to use maybe the licensing ran out and they can't use Superman anymore. Which, if that is the case, then Warner Brothers or whoever owns these people now, I don't know who owns anything anymore because it changes every 5 minutes. Whoever owns these people should friggin' rethink that and because now it's the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation.
Because of his wife,
because of his she has to continue the name, right? Because once he passed away, you don't I don't know how the name would affect it, right? Like it's still christopherreeve.org because you're not going to change your website. But so, and I do support it. And if you go to my Facebook account and if you go to my Twitter, then you'll see that I always have that as my banner. That's been my banner now for a long time. So Christopher Reeve to me is awesome. Obviously, I love Superman. Superman's my favorite character, fictional character, and he's my favorite portrayal of that character. And it's just he's like one of my favorite people, and he's very inspirational and all that stuff. So there's that aspect, and then there's we'll talk about that for sure. But also I want to talk a little bit about the actor too, right? Like I mean the guy is a solid actor, and he's done a lot of stuff. Now I haven't seen all of it, but I do own a lot of it. I don't know what I'm missing, so I actually have the Wikipedia page up that we can go through.
Okay.
For this stream, and we can talk about certain things. I'm assuming. I mean, I know you own all the Supermans. Do you have Death Trap? Do you own Death Trap?
So my dad owns it. We got it.
So you have it. You have it. Yeah. Do you have Village of the Damned? I'm going to assume. No. Oh no, you don't have Village of the Damned.
I never saw Village of the
Damned. You never saw Village? Oh, like the John Carpenter one.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen either one. There's two, right?
There's John Carpenter remade. There's Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned.
Children of the Damned, yeah.
Or Children of the or Village of the Damned is the remake of Children of the Damned.
Right.
I don't remember. I never saw the originals. I've only seen the John Carpenter ones. I've got the soundtrack to that on CD. Anything John Carpenter soundtrack is kick ass. I liked Village of the Damned. I mean, Mark Hamill is in it.
Yeah.
What's her name from Crocodile Dundee, the Kowalski.
Yeah, Linda Kowalski.
I think she's in there. The John Carpenter main roster of people, like Buck Flowers in there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
All I think Peter Jason's in there. Like all of the generic John Carpenter people are in there. Yeah, Mark Hamill's in there. You're like, what the heck? It's Christopher Reeve is the main guy.
Right.
But what? So I guess you would have started with Superman, I would assume, with Christopher Reeve, or do you remember something before that? What was the first Superman you saw, and in the theater? How did you see them all?
Yeah, the first one I saw was Superman 3. Saw it in the theater.
Now, Superman 3 in the theater. That was your first theater Superman movie and your first Superman movie. Okay, yeah,
correct. Yeah, so that was it, and to this day, I love that movie.
Yep.
I defend it to the death. I know there's problems with it. I can't argue the walk, don't walk thing, but like there's so many parts that I just love in that film. Like it doesn't even matter to me that it's silly. Or like, the drinking scene goes on a little bit too long. I just love all of it. That grew up from like really liking Richard Pryor. He was in The Toy. I saw that as a kid on beta and stuff. Really liked him, and then having Superman. And what's funny is that I was thinking about this the other night. It's funny about the fight between Dark Superman and Clark Kent. When I was sitting there watching it, I was so heartbroken because I was like, Clark Kent can't beat Superman. I literally thought that because I'm like, Clark Kent is this is pre-Crisis, right? When he was more of the goofy guy. I was like, he's just a goofy guy. Like, he's only Superman when he's in the costume. When he's Clark Kent, he's no one.
Right.
So it always struck me that this is an unfair match. Like, and I'm like rooting for him all the time, but I'm like, Superman's just going to annihilate him. When he puts him in the Crusher, I'm like, he's dead.
He's dead.
You know?
Yeah.
And I always remember like Christopher Reeve's acting at that point. Like he really so like when he was in there, it was like he was screaming and he was like, oh my God, like I felt
Andrew.
so bad. Hey, I felt so bad for him. I'm like, this is terrible. This is a good man, and look how he's going to die. Like it's awful. It didn't straighten. And when he comes out and chokes him, I'm like, oh my God, he found a second gear or something. Because it never struck me as like Clark Kent could beat Superman, which you think about now, that's ridiculous because Clark Kent is Superman. But just how they did that was amazing, and just how Christopher Reeve played both parts. They felt like two different people entirely.
For sure.
It was brilliant, and to this day I think of scenes like the guy in the phone booth. He's drowning, right? And Superman goes in
Jordan.
and pulls him out. The thing with the lake, right? When he blows,
he freezes the top of the lake,
freezes all that. Yeah,
he lifts it up and makes
lifts
it rain.
it up.
And the guy was drowning in his car. It was like
his car, not the phone.
Yeah, he ran over a thing and it burst. And it like started filling up the car. In
Yeah.
that scene, though, there's actually a bank robber who's running away, and Superman saves the guy from the drowning, and the bank robber fellow actually is able to take off.
Yeah,
like, go get him.
Well, Superman's going to save the citizen over the bank. The bank is insured.
Anti-establishment Superman, Frank Miller, you bastard, you were right. No. Oh, no, he's pro-establishment in Frank Miller's mind. Sorry, I got confused that.
But even when he's with Lana and she's like, they get the call about that, like they see the disaster. I forget what the hell it was, and he's sitting there and he's like talking to her, and she's like, "Well, aren't you
gonna go?"
Are you going? And he's like, "What?" He's kind of like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to go," like that sort of thing. And it's just like how he played that entire like switch was brilliant, I thought, because
his face there.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, and you buy it, like, and it's so heartbreaking when he turns villainous, and you're like, oh my God, we can't have this happen. Like, look at all the stuff he's doing. Like, he gets the oil out, right? Like he causes the oil spill and stuff. Even fixing the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's just such a dick move. I'm like, why are you doing?
That's very funny. I thought that was funny. I know some people think that's a cheesy part, but he's like, there, I fixed it, didn't I? And it's like he's just being a dick for no reason. And that oil thing is weird because that girl, Ambrosia or whatever, she's like saying, hey, if you do this for me, you can do this. I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, and he comes back and she's in the nightgown and they get in bed. I'm like, okay. And then later she shows up and she's like, hi there, hi honey. And he's like, I don't know you, miss. She's like, but the other night he's like, that wasn't me, that guy's gone, I'm sorry. And you're like, it's like Superman dropped her. But like that scene that you're talking about where Lana's like, oh, Superman, there's like it's like a truck dangling or some shit, right? And she's like, oh, there's like a thing on the bridge. He's like, oh, I always make it in time.
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't we have a seat? And she's like, okay. He's like, it's very tough to find an attractive woman like you, who's still single or something. And she's like, man, right away, you're like, oh, this is so weird. Yeah. And it's like, you're just like, and then she's like, but shouldn't you be going? And then he comes good for a second.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God. Yeah. He goes, I'm sorry, I have to go. And you're just like, holy crap. And like prior to that, he's got this face, like he's all smiling at her. And you're just like, oh, it's so weird.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he goes, if only you had come a minute sooner. And then he starts to get all messed up or whatever.
Yeah.
That entire section, Superman 3 has a lot of Superman action in the sense that he's in the costume a lot. And he does a lot of different random things. And Superman 3 is a standalone film, actually. Yeah. There's not really an order to it. You could watch it after part 4, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter when you watch Superman 3 because it's a standalone movie. So it didn't matter that you didn't see the other ones going into that one. Superman 2, you definitely need to see Superman 1 because it's all linked. Superman 1 and 2 are one movie. They filmed it as one thing. Yeah. Later on in life, when I as a teen and I would watch part 1 and I would think, And my film self would think like, why did you introduce these Phantom Zone villains if you weren't even going to use them in the movie you're showing me? It's just really weird. Nowadays, that's just like Easter eggs or
Easter
planting
eggs,
the
yeah.
seeds. Planting the seeds for the next one. Like, oh, there's Oswald Cobblepot in the corner, and then he'll be somebody later, or whatever. But like back then, it was very weird. But obviously, it makes sense when you know that they're they're making them kind of together. But yeah, no, I know. So Superman. So you saw Superman 3, and then what did you do then? Like, did you try to go back to watch the other ones, or what happened? Did you own them?
No, so my dad never was a huge Superman movie fan. You know who showed me Superman? Well, I saw parts of Superman 2, but you know who showed me Superman 1 and 2 was you. You
Oh,
showed me
really?
Superman 1 and 2 together.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
I remember we were talking, and you know how there's time periods when you're talking to someone and it's just like an obvious movie that they missed. That was it. Like we were talking, and I'm like, I think I said, like, I never saw Superman 1. I think I saw the beginning
right.
when he went to Earth, and that was it for some reason. And then Superman 2, I knew about the chamber. I knew about he slept with Lois. I knew about the big fight in Metropolis when he threw him into the Coke sign and all that. And I sort of knew about, they took over the world baseball of the United States. They took over the world, right? E.G. Marshall, the president, like surrendered and all that. But I didn't watch it like in one sitting. I saw it over a chain, and it seemed like I saw different scenes and everyone. So I basically knew the movie, but I didn't sit down and watch it all the way through until you did it, right? But Superman 3 and 4 I saw as a kid. It's so weird. Like that I saw those two, and I didn't see the quote unquote the best two until you showed it to me.
Yeah, I loved. I would probably say Superman 4 was my favorite as a kid because it's only 90 minutes.
Yeah.
There's lots of fights. It's Lex Luthor who makes a supervillain to fight Superman, and they fight a lot. The idea of, does this make sense? Is the plot cohesive? There's a lot of weirdness because of all of the editing that was done of that movie. They removed so much footage, and they didn't finish it, and the budget and all that other stuff that we know because of canon and everything. It's a weird movie because it's disjointed. But I loved it anyways because I didn't think of all that as a kid. I just thought, wow, this is a cool movie, right? He's flying around fighting guys. I'm like, this is awesome. And I liked part 3 as well. Now, did when Vera or whatever, I think is the sisters, or is it Annie? No, it's Annie, I think. Annie. Or is it Vera? I can't remember the name. Drat, I'm going to have to look that up. That's terrible. Hey, Suscas, happy birthday to Christopher Reeve. Oh, yeah, big time. He where she gets turned into that cyborg thing.
Oh yeah,
that was creepy. Okay, I mean, I saw that in the theater, and I was like, oh, I was friggin' creeped out as a kid on that one.
It was weird too, because it was like she became like a zombie. Like it was almost like she was a robotic zombie. It was so like the white, when she opened her eyes and they were like silver and stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell is this? Like, I don't even understand what, like when it was putting the panels on her and all that stuff, like the robotics on her. I was like, this is like nightmare stuff. This is like, this would give like a less hardy kid a nightmare, because it's like imagining like all this stuff and then you're turned into this robot. Like it's very weird. And then she could like shoot that white beam out of her finger and like basically
like move guys.
Was telekinetic. Like it was weird.
It is Vera. I was right. Sorry, the actress's name is Annie Ross. That's what got me confused.
Right.
Yeah, Vera. I was right with her name, Vera. Yeah, that was creepy, eh? Like that.
Yeah.
And like she was weird. She's actually okay at the end of that movie, but it's very hard to tell. It's like a second.
Yeah.
It's like the computer's all destroyed, and then you kind of see her and she looks normal, and you see her for like a second, and then you just don't see her. I remember thinking like, she's dead. Is she dead or what happened? Yeah. But she's not dead. But
she's not dead. She's all normal at the end. She's trying to get out of the rubble like they all are. I'm like, it was, and that bubble that came out. Yeah, exactly. It was so weird. Like that movie's tone was all over the place. Like seriously, all over the place.
Yeah.
Like it was disturbing. I found the bar scene really disturbing. Like when he's just like flicking the, because I'm like, what is he psychotic? Like imagine if you're sitting in the bar and Superman just starts like pinging peanuts and like destroying glasses. What would you do?
Yeah,
You'd be
weird.
like,
They do. They just literally like, oh, get away from him.
yeah.
But he
And then
doesn't kill anyone though.
no.
He's still
And
not evil Superman. He's just like
no.
a dark, not caring.
And then he warps the glass with his heat vision. That was
Yeah,
weird
that was
too.
cool.
And it made that sound like you know when you squish a
crunching paper,
yeah, like a pop can.
Yeah, pop can. Yeah,
yeah, it's just freaking crazy.
Yeah, like,
that movie is disjointed as hell, but like I don't know, I love it all, man. There's so many memorable parts from it. And Office Space stole Gus's scam, which I always found interesting. People
and they say it too, though. In Office Space, they say, "Remember Superman 3? That the steal the fraction of a penny or whatever."
Yeah.
Now, somebody, I don't know if it was MythBusters or somebody did a thing on that, like, how much money could you actually get? Because I think it's Superman 3, he gets like $85,000 from it or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, how many employees does Webster's, company, is it Webco or Websco or something? It's like how much like employees that they have that they're getting these fractions of a cents enough to make 85 grand. Like someone actually did the math and tried to figure out how many employees he has. Yeah, Lorelai, that's it. Yeah, Lorelai Ambrosia. That's the character's name is Lorelai. Let me just double check that before, because I'm pretty sure it's Lorelai Ambrosia. Where's she's not in the main cast here on Wikipedia. Oh yeah, Lorelai Ambrosia. I was right. Yeah, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
She's a weird character. She's actually like in real life, she's pretty smart, but in the movie, she's like a scientist or something, but she pretends to be dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like that just didn't. It was weird. It's like this little layer of characterization that is kind of like not really needed and doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't even play a part in anything, but it's just there to be. It's just there to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, it made no sense. Like I'm sure there might have been a deleted scene or something where that came into, but it just seemed to be made to undercut her because the sister was always like the smart one, and she had no sense of humor. That's why she couldn't stand Richard Pryor's character, right? And she says to him, "Will you stop interrupting me?"
She's the actress who dubbed Ursa.
Oh,
in part 2.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's not Sarah Douglas's voice. It is in the Donner cut, I believe. Could not be reached. Can you confirm that? Could not be reached. Can you confirm that if you know? And we'll ask Sean. I'm pretty sure the actress who plays Vera is the dubbed voice of Ursa, of Sarah Douglas in the original theatrical Superman 2. Sarah
Douglas is awesome in that movie.
Yeah,
she is so good.
Yeah, so it's not her voice. Just like Flash, I never knew Flash Gordon was dubbed. Sam Jones was dubbed in the Flash Gordon movie, and I never.
No, I wouldn't have picked that up. No.
I was heartbroken when I heard. I was like, no, because it's like I love Flash Gordon, and Sam Jones is the best. But we'll have to do a stream on Flash Gordon. But
you will.
So yeah, Superman 3. I mean, yeah, that's great. So you saw 3, then 4. Did you see 4 in the theater? You think, or
no? I saw 4. I think I saw 4 on VHS. I'm pretty sure I saw 4. I don't know why 3 was the only one I went to the theater to see. I don't know why 1 is obvious because I think it came out the year after I was born. So I obviously wasn't seeing that. But I don't know why I didn't see 2 in the theater.
But 2 came out pretty fast afterwards too, I think. Superman 2 is 1980. I mean,
by then I was watching movies in the theater though. Maybe it was just, but it was when I was beginning to, so maybe they're like, well,
you would have been bored. Like there's a lot of Lois and Clark figuring out their love and all that.
Yeah.
Which is why when I was a younger person, I would mostly, it was basically like 4, 3, 2, 1 was my favorites. 3 because there's a lot of action, Partially dubbed. That's in the Lester cut. Yes, exactly. Sarah Douglas was such a beautiful Ursa. Yeah, she's awesome.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so her voice was the real voice in Donner's edition because they didn't get back, Annie Ross or whatever to dub. I think Annie Ross has probably passed away, though I don't want to say that because I don't really know. Let's see, has Annie Ross passed away?
Well, I mean, unless
Yes, she passed away. She passed away in 2020.
Oh, so she was available because that cut came out like what 5-7 years ago or something like that.
If he loves these humans so much, why not take his favorite? I always remember all the. So yeah, so as a young kid, it was like 4, 3, 2, 1. I'd always watch part 4. If I got bored of part 4, I'd throw part 3 because there's a lot of Superman stuff, and he fights himself and he fights the computer. And then Superman 2 was like just watch the Metropolis battle. That's where sort of like I that whole entire part. And then Superman 1 hardly ever got any play. I owned 2, 3, and 4 on VHS for a long time. And I was finally able to get part 1 in like a clamshell. It's like one of those really big fat Disney boxes.
Yeah.
The ones that open like a book or whatever, not the ones that you slip out of the case. And obviously, it's almost weird. It's like your order changes, it's like now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. 4, you know what I mean? Like it's like, but then I got to a point where I just admitted to myself that I love them all and I don't care. It just, the Diner Revenge, which people sometimes point to as saying, you know what, in the Donner cut, that is really ruined because he turns the world back. So that never happened. So he goes to that diner and beats up that guy, and that guy never did anything to him. Well, he did so I don't like the Donner cut ending. I don't like turning back the world. If there was one thing I could for sure try to change, would just be turning the world back. I'd rather have. I understood what it meant in the movie. He was deciding what to do because he's thinking of his father, like Jor-El. Yeah. And then he's thinking of Jonathan Kent. And Jonathan Kent's like, you are here for a reason. And, Jor-El's like, you must not interfere. You must, and he's trying to think like, what do I do? It's like, I can't just pick one human and change things for this one human. And then he's like, you know what? Screw it. I love her. That's it. I'm going to do it. I mean, I like that he decides right there, this is what I'm going to do, what I have to do to save people. Right. I know I'm not supposed to interfere all the time, but it's just too bad. That's what I'm doing. Right. So Jonathan Kent won. Right. Yeah. Really in the end there. Right. He became, that's why I don't like when people use the excuse of, oh, well, it's like Superman's this and that's like, no, Superman is good. He's going to do the right thing, period. That's it. Yeah. Oh, generally, we're just going to step aside is the best. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Oh yeah. In the Donner cut, he says, "Haven't you heard of freedom of the press?"
That was lame.
I thought that was so lame.
That was lame.
Yeah, because Superman, the other one, he flew out. He's like this. He's like, "Oh, would you care to step outside?" I was like, "Oh shit, it's going down right now." Yeah. And it's not just like, "Haven't you heard of freedom of the press?" It's like. And he'd be like, well, no, I haven't. Because
it's a bad pun. Like, why are you asking him that? Like, General, would you care to step outside? Is sort of like a pseudo-aggressive threat. It's like, we're going to fight. Haven't you heard of freedom of the press? It's like what a smart ass would ask and not a particularly smart ass.
Right. Why do you say these things when you know I will kill you for it?
Yeah.
I love General Zod. He's got the best.
Oh, man. Zod is great. Like, the only one, unfortunately, who doesn't, he's a big guy, but he doesn't say anything. He's got no cool lines. It sort of sucks to be Non.
But he's good. I like him. He's just a big, he goes, or 3, if you count him, he goes, yes, but Lex Luthor's like, yes, but he is 1 where you are 3. And then he's like, or 4 if you count him twice.
Gene Hackman did such a great job in that role.
Oh, Gene Hackman in Superman 2 is gold, man.
Yes.
He's so funny. He comes in, he's like, General, hello. He's waving the
waving the handkerchief.
The handkerchief. It's like, General, he goes, maybe you know him by his nom de voyage or name he travels under, Superman. He's like, this is Superman. And then he's like, he goes, I know where Superman is. He goes, and then he's like, oh, what do you want? And he's like, well, General, it's a good thing that my needs are small. The Earth is a big place, and he's like, and he goes, as it turns out, I have this affinity for beachfront property, and it's like going on, and then like, and General Zod's like, look, what do you want? You know, he's just like getting irritated. He's like, what do you want? He's like, Australia.
I love how Ursa can't stand him being on her back when she's flying to the Fortress
Yeah,
Solitude.
she's like,
She just dumps him.
she dumps him. And it's like he is so funny in that.
Yeah.
Great, absolute great lines. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That non guy was tall. I know. Like Christopher Reeve is tall.
Big. He was
this
big.
non guy is huge.
He was big.
Yeah. That's where he finally says, General, don't go in there. It's a trap. Luther, you poisoned the snake. It's like, that's a molecule chamber. It turns people like you into people like me. You've done well, Lex Luthor. It's like Lex Luthor. It goes, General, that crystal there activates the mechanism. Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia, activate the machine. And he's just like, and like Luthor's finally won, and then he loses because Superman outsmarted him. That's the other reason I like Superman 2. Superman 2 has my favorite ending. The outsmarting him.
Yeah.
Getting Luthor to pretend to be on his side, knowing that Luthor's gonna screw him over. The going into the chamber, the pretending to be hurt. I love crushing the hand thing. I know some people like use that as an excuse for other things, which we're not going to get into, but I don't care. So he crushes the hand. That was awesome. He throws them or whatever. Does he kill the Phantom Zone criminals? Some people say yes, who want to say that they're dead, but it's like, to me, they went in under. He's got the Fortress of Solitude. Who knows what's underneath there? It could be something that, like a machine that grabs them and holds them, and he puts them back in the Phantom Zone. We don't know. Even if you presume them dead, it is what it is. But you know, then we're gonna get into the Superman killing, and I don't want to get into that on this stream. But
right. Yeah, I mean, it was the hand crushing thing is the best thing because it's like it's done so well. Like he grabs his hand and then he like slowly you could see it just like starts crushing it. And Zod is like, oh, and he picks him up and he literally is like folded over his arm, like he literally picks him up like a bath towel, and then he just and I love. Yeah,
you're a real pain in the neck. And she punches her out.
And then like Gene Hackman's like, but you were in there, and he's trying to figure it out afterwards, and it's just so great. But I do love like Christopher Reeve. Like Superman 2 feels like a journey, and it's a journey. It's a re-journey. It's a journey he has to take to rediscover himself. When he's out in the snow and he's got to literally walks to the Fortress of Solitude. He's like, I got to go back. And you're literally like, he's sick. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what the hell? You know, and he's literally got it. And he's like, he shows up and he's destroyed. He's like, you know, I gave up this gift of being Superman for this woman, but I can't. Like, that's basically, you know, what I take. And it's so awesome. Like the Diner's revenge scene, I didn't really need it. I mean, he did it, and I'm like, all right, fine. Like he got revenge. I think was it Dick Miller? I think Dick Miller did everything. Was it Dick Miller who was the guy in the restaurant?
No, I don't think so. Let me look it up.
I literally think Dick Miller's in every movie. I that's literally like a Mandela thing for me. I always think Dick Miller's the guy who did something in the movie.
It's definitely not him. Superman diner scene actor. I don't know. It's not Dick Miller though. That's the Gremlins guy, right?
Yeah.
Dick Miller's the Gremlins guy or whatever, and he's in tons of stuff.
Oh, he's in everything. That's why I always think it's Dick Miller.
Definitely not Dick Miller because I know that for sure. To me, that was the Gremlins guy who is the always talking about the Gremlins and all. Like he was actually the guy kind of in the know. He was the smart neighbor or the neighbor who's all paranoid. But it's definitely not him. I'm looking at the diner scene picture and it's not him.
Right.
Or at least it doesn't look like him to me. It's definitely not him. It's not him.
I always think Dick Miller. He was in what was it? Was it Convoy? It was White Wine Fever. Jack O'Halloran. That's the guy.
Is that the guy? No, it's not Jack O'Halloran. It can't. I don't think it's him. Oh, that's Non. Yeah, sorry, that's Non.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's non. Okay.
Yes, I was like thinking. I'm like, I recognize that name, and that ain't the.
Yeah, I
That's not,
recognize
yeah.
it too. I was like, I don't think that's.
Oh yeah. Those guys always did like.
Oh man,
There's like bit parts. You see them everywhere. Like some of these actors.
these guys where you're like, I've seen this guy in a million things. Like, there's always guys like that. It's insane. Like, these character actors just appear in multiple movies.
Checking out. Oh yeah, Jack O'Halloran. Oh man, that's right. Yeah, he's the hero in the terror from friggin' the Chuck Norris movie. Oh my god, I have to rewatch that one. I just recently. We're gonna be doing the Exterminator series on the Action Elite. Well, there's only two of them, but so I was going back through that, and then I've got the Octagon. Some of my Chuck Norris movies are like in that same kind of section in my shelf, and then you start seeing all these other movies like, oh, I gotta watch this again. I got an urge to watch the Errol Flynn Robin Hood again just the other day, so maybe I'll pop that in tomorrow.
Can't do wrong with Errol Flynn Robin Hood.
That is true. Okay, so what else? So I mean, Superman. Well, Sean, when Sean comes on, we can go through some of them again. Let's look at some of the other movies. So I'm looking at the Christopher Reeve filmography. I mean, Superman is really the big one. Prior to that, it was something called, he was in Gray Lady Down. I have no idea what this is. It's an American, it's a disaster film, submarine disaster film with Stacy Keach, Ned Beatty, Ronnie Cox, David Carradine, Charlton Heston. What the shit? I gotta watch this movie.
Yeah, this
is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Charlton Heston. That if it's Charlton Heston, that's just an automatic watch, anyways.
Yeah.
But hold on. Charlton Heston, David Carradine, Stacy Keach, Ned Beatty, Ronnie Cox. I'm just reading the names I know. That's pretty much it, but that's good enough right there. I don't even know where Christopher Reeve is. He must be uncredited. Okay, so the big one is Superman 1. And then he was in Somewhere in Time. Yes, I did not watch Somewhere in Time. Did you watch that? Let me share my screen so we can kind of see. So Somewhere in Time is this one. I never watched this. Romantic comedy,
fantasy drama.
Yeah, that one I never watched. Superman 2, Death Trap, which let's talk about Death Trap a little bit. Can we maybe try not to spoil it if we can?
Oh, Pepper Martin.
Okay.
Thank you. Could not be reached.
Yes.
That was going to drive me crazy.
Okay. Death Trap. I absolutely love Death Trap. Oh, Somewhere in Time is great. Okay, I'm gonna seek it out. I will seek that out and I will check it out. Is Christopher Reeve actually like one of the main stars in it, or is he just like a bit character? Yeah. Death Trap is, to me, some of his best acting.
Yeah.
For sure.
The twist, which we won't mention.
Right.
But the twist is in frigging... I remember when you showed it to me, I was like, holy crap. How the hell would... No one can see it coming.
No, nobody can.
No one can see it coming.
Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve, Diane Cannon, who's absolutely a roar in this movie. Irene Worth, Henry Jones, that's it. Like, look at this. It's like that's the whole cast. The entire movie takes place somewhat in one area, really, in their beach house or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's directed by Sidney Lumet, right? Who did 12 Angry Men, which 12 Angry Men is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Yeah.
And
so he's the star. Okay,
he's the star. There you go.
Yeah, so I'll get that for sure. Death Trap is fantastic. Yeah, it's just the damn best. Anyone out there who has not seen or heard of Death Trap, do not read the story. In fact, I'll go back.
I was about to say, you might want to remove the plot.
don't read the story. The first 15 minutes, you might be completely confused as to what is happening in this movie. Like, what is this all about?
Yeah.
But it'll become very evident. And when it becomes evident of what's going on, you're like, oh, shit. And there's a part where Christopher Reeve is there, and he's like, I think I'm in trouble. And the scene and the camera actually, so Christopher Reeve is sitting there handcuffed. Michael Caine has just handcuffed him. and they're just talking, ha, it's all funny. And then Christopher Reeve at some point starts to look around, and he
Yeah.
sees Diane Cannon, and she's got this look of terror on her face. And Michael Caine's like, oh, da, 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 and going through all these weapons, and Christopher Reeve is just like, oh man, oh fuck, like,
Yeah.
and then he's like, yeah, I'm expecting a phone call, and he starts to, he goes, and yeah, my girlfriend's gonna be waiting for me to get back. And then Michael Caine's like, oh, I thought you lived alone. No, right? Oh man, that part, I swear to God, it's like it's nail biting. You're like, oh shit, like just the look of terror, like when he realizes, like, oh shit, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
It's like these guys are gonna do something bad. And it was so awesome. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do wrong with this cast. I think it's based on a play. I think Death Trap is a play. It's really good. You can't see it coming. I don't care how many movies you've seen, you won't see it coming. You'll be sitting there and be like, oh shit. Like it's just, and I love how it's very subtle, right? It's everything is allowed to play out. There's no real like contrivance. You know how you get in films like this and there's a contrivance. You're like, oh yeah, sure, right? I don't feel there's any contrivances. I feel it's all as realistic as it can possibly be.
Yeah, and it because it's a play, you can actually, like, you could see the play version. It's the same thing or whatever, right? But I think, like, it's super important to see this movie because I think the performances are great. I think Diane Cannon is a riot, man. She is like super funny, and she's like she's just going insane. She's like, I don't know what to do with myself. She is great. And Michael Caine is like just like a sinister bastard in this. He's played villains before. He's played heroes and villains, but he's just kind of slimy in this one. He's really neat. I thought he was great. Okay, so how do you this is Monsignor? Yeah, this one I did not see at all.
Didn't see it.
It's about priests and stuff. So I don't know. Again, maybe I should. He's it looks like he's probably playing the main guy or something. So I wouldn't mind seeing this one. I might even go in order and try to watch all these.
Yeah.
Because going through this, I'm seeing that there's actually quite a few that I've missed out. Like it seems like I've seen one or two a year.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see Aviator, but I saw Street Smart. I saw Superman 4, obviously, and I saw Switching Channels. So it's like that was a good, that was a good
year.
Here, right? Or a couple years. It was like, where I kind of saw everything. Yeah, that's it. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So Superman 3 we just talked about. The Bostonians, this I did not see at all either. Romantic drama period. I mean,
he loved his dramas. I remember he was at the Oscars and he was giving away something, and I think it was the movie called Room with a View, which was like one of those, Merchant Ivory movies, I think. And he was super happy that it won. He loved these period, dramas. It seemed he really had a thing for that. So
I have The Aviator. I have a lot of these movies. I just didn't watch them. I was just like getting it because it's Christopher Reeve. I'll get it or whatever. But yeah, I've not watched it or whatever. So I will definitely check that out. Yeah. So he attended Juilliard or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's the big actor's actor, kind of guy, which is great because they took this actor who happened to be a good-looking guy, who's a tall guy, good physique. They built him up. They gave him the Superman role. He's a fresh face. It just all worked. Like, it all just kind of came together with him. That was the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Remains of the Day. Yeah, he was Juilliard trained. Yeah, we were just saying, yeah. It's like, yeah, Remains of the Day. So I haven't seen that one either. Have you seen that one, Steve?
No. That was never a Merchant Ivory movie. I tried to watch Howard's End, and that was literally Steven's End. I couldn't get through it. Like, it was just very boring to me, so I just didn't get through it. So I didn't really. Remains of the Day was like the second of those films,
right?
I remember, and I'm like, I'm not going down that street again.
So then the next one there would be Street Smart. Now that is a Canon production, I believe. This was like all part of the Superman 4 package
Yep.
where he's like, I want to do Street Smart, which is my movie that I want, and I'll do your movie. This is a very typical thing with actors.
Yes.
You know, I really like Street Smart a lot. Morgan Freeman is in it, and he plays this pimp.
Yep.
And Morgan Freeman is actually on record, and you can find this, saying that his character in Street Smart for him was the best character that he played because it was the furthest away from who he truly is.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, it was the most acting that he'd ever done because, anytime you play a character, people always say, well, you try to find something in yourself to relate to the character you're playing. So there's some sort of connection that way. He goes, but I couldn't find anything. So I had to really come up with, like, it was like almost like true acting. It's like, I'm not this person at all.
Right. Right.
Which is really good. That's a great movie. Do you know what the premise is for that one, Steve? Street Smart?
You mentioned it before, but you can say it again.
Yeah. So basically he's like a reporter.
Right.
And he wants to get to the big gritty stories and the underbelly of like the city and all this shit. And like, he's just not getting a chance. So he's like, okay, F it. I'm going to go undercover and do something, but he really can't get anything. He really can't find anything or do anything. So he makes up a fake pimp character and does a fake interview and just writes it up and says, oh, I interviewed this guy. So he created a character. And he goes, oh, nice. for reasons, obviously I can't divulge his real identity. So I've given him a made up name. But then the cops are chasing Morgan Freeman, who's this real pimp, and he's a scumbag and all that. And they see Christopher Reeve's article and they're like, oh my God, you were talking to this guy because there's some similarities, even though it's completely made up.
Yeah.
And then the pimp is like, who's writing stories about me? Right? Because then so you're like, oh shit. So Christopher Reeve is just in a shit load of trouble because the cops are like, tell us who your sources are. We want to find this guy. And there are no sources because he made it up, but the real guy is now after him too. Yes, Leo. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Fast Black Smalls. Leo
that
was
Smalls. The first of many, many Oscar nominations for Morgan Freeman.
Did he win that one? I don't remember.
No.
He did not win it? Okay.
No, he didn't win.
Yeah, but that's a great movie.
87 was, unfortunately, he went against, it was 87, right? He went against the great Sean Connery for The Untouchables. For supporting actor.
Oh man, Untouchables is the best.
Yeah.
I still use the Chicago way speech.
I still like, I don't use the racial slur, but I'm like, bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like, that entire movie is awesome.
Right.
And Sean Connery's the best in that. Okay. So then we've got Superman, which we talked about. So Switching Channels, have you seen that one?
I haven't seen Switching Channels. I know what it is. That was
Kathleen Turner, Burt Reynolds, and Christopher Reeve plays like this like yuppie kind of like, he's just like this. He's really cheesy. He's like this dopey yuppie character, and he was like trying to get Kathleen Turner away from all this hectic news thing. And Burt Reynolds is like the big old news guy, like, oh, we got to get this going. And he's like, it's fun. It's fun. I wouldn't like, fall over myself to go try, like, Street Smart for sure. Death Trap for sure. I don't know. It was all right.
I got Switching Channels mixed up all the time with Network because it was both about news, television news. And I was like, screw that up. And it was like, I think Network had 2 men and a woman. And I think Switching Channels had 2 men and a woman. So I was completely confused.
Yeah, I like Network. That's the I'm mad as hell, I'm not gonna take it anymore or whatever.
That's Peter Finch.
Yeah, that's a great little speech or whatever. But I like Network. Switching Channels is fine. It's a fun movie. Yeah, I mean, this is one of these ones where it's one of these Saturday afternoon movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's like 2 p.m. or something. And it's like, let's watch this. It's just to kill a couple of hours just to watch something fun. And, you're not going to be like, oh, like, you're not going to have to, like, super pay attention or whatever. Just have it on.
Yeah.
Next one is Noises Off, and that's a great movie.
That's
Michael
a
Caine is back.
genius film. Like that is so. And Christopher Reeve is not Superman. He's sort of fumbly and very like unsure of himself. I think Noises Off is a terrific. I love Michael Caine when he comes back. He's like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 4. He's like, what the hell? Like there's this one part that is done all silent, and I'm just like, it's genius, man. It's just such a genius.
The cast, did that show it to you? I didn't show you the cast. Let me go back.
The cast is
cast is crazy on this movie. Okay, let's go to the cast here. Michael Caine, Carol Burnett, baby, woohoo! Denham Elliott, yes. John Ritter, how do you like that? How do you like that shit? Christopher Reeve, Nicolette Sheridan, oh my god, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Henner, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Julie Haggerty, Marklyn Baker, like, I mean, that's crazy. Every one of those people is somebody funny or cool or whatever.
Yeah.
So in that one, Christopher Reeve plays basically like Clark Kent, except even worse than Clark Kent.
Yeah.
He's just, the best is they break into like this fight in the one, and he's like, oh, and Christopher Reeve is like all like destroyed. It's like, what happened? He's like, you're not even in this fight. He's like, I know, but I can't see the sight of violence or blood or something. And his nose starts to bleed. Or whatever. You're just like, what is happening? It is. That was Sean texting me. He's going to be late. But we're just like, it's like, what is happening? It's like, why are you getting all upset? He's like, oh, I can't stand violence and all this. And it's like, he's just like such a loser. It's so funny.
Well, in that silent thing, I think they're like fighting backstage again, and he literally like someone, I don't know if it was Mary Lou Henner or someone like took a towel to him immediately and he walked off. But if you don't know Noises Off, it's a genius movie. It's basically this acting troupe is putting on a play. Michael Caine's the director, and they're incredibly incompetent, and it's just like all the interrelationships going on and all that stuff, and it's just like, it's hilarious. Like it is a genius film. So,
and they keep messing up the props and the sardines. And there's like so many sardines at one point, and you're like, what is happening here? So the entire movie is basically the play repeated.
Yeah.
Think like Groundhog Day. Except it's repeated like, let's say 3 times or something. I don't know. It's not repeated that many times, but it's like, it's just the play and they keep trying to do, and they're messing up different things every time they do the play.
Right.
So you never really get a chance to see the actual real play. I don't think you ever see the real play. But the one part where Julie Haggerty is like, she's that really, really soft spoken actress. If anyone out there has seen the Airplane movies or whatever, that's Julie Haggerty, I think, right?
Yeah. She's the main female character.
So in this one, she's like, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The performance will begin in 10 minutes. Everyone's like, okay, you gotta get ready. And then they're like, oh yeah, shit, we can't find this guy or something's going on. And she's like, well, I just told everyone 10 minutes. They're like, well, no, it's not ready. It's not ready. She comes back and she's like, ladies and gentlemen, the performance will begin in 20 minutes. And it's like, what the hell? And Michael Caine's the director, and he's sitting in the audience, and he's like, wait, what's going on? And she comes back, it's like 15 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the heck? So he runs backstage. He's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, it's a fucking 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. He's like, people sit down, then they get up again, then they sit down again. He's like, what the hell's going on? And oh my God, it was so funny. And then the number one line that I use to this day that I stole from that movie was, that was absolutely perfect without actually being any good. That is the best line out. That was absolutely perfect without actually being any good. Oh my God. Yeah. That was just the funniest line. Okay. So where are we at here? Noises Off. Morning Glory. I did not see this.
I didn't see it.
So now we're getting into basically Noises Off was where it kind of, the movies started to, like, I lost it because I didn't get back to Christopher Reeve. See, Noises Off, that's 1992. So how old were we? 77,
15.
87. Right. So like, you got to think, after this time, Morning Glory, that's like Canadian drama film. No. Remains of the Day, pass. Speechless, pass. Right. I came back in 95 for Village of the Damned because it was John Carpenter.
Right.
And then obviously that's it. After that, Everyone's Hero, that's just like some animated thing. I don't even know So Village of the Damned was really the last one of any kind of
Concept.
film. Yeah, where he was actually. Then it was TV stuff after that. Have you seen any of those, Steve, that I just glossed over, like Morning Glory or Remains of the
No,
Day?
my dad watched Speechless. I had some. So 94, I was 17. This was the period where I was just watching anything. So I almost did see this one because I'm like, oh, I like Gina Davis. I'll go watch this. But I just never got to it for some reason. And my dad watched it. He's like, it's terrible. I'm like, all right, well, there you go.
It's not really a Christopher Reeve thing.
Yeah.
He's not really the main guy or whatever.
No. And Village of the Damned, I literally can't tell you why I wouldn't have seen that because it was John Carpenter. I think at that point in time, I was like, I'd seen I didn't watch it all, but I saw most of Memoirs of an Invisible Man. And for some reason, I got it in my head that John Carpenter's lost it. He's not making the same quality of films he once did. So I'm going to start passing. I did go back for Vampires, though, oddly enough.
Yeah, Village of the Damned I wouldn't call it that great, really. It's one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great cast. Yeah, Noises Off is awesome.
Oh, Noises Off is amazing.
Oh, you got to see it, dude.
Yeah.
I'll find a way for you to see it.
Rear Window.
Yes,
he did that one.
Yes. So let's get into. So basically, after Village of the Damned, that was it for me. And then I know he did a few TV things and all that stuff. So let's try to find. Is there anyone that jumps out at you? So, Great Escape 2. Great Escape 2. Wow. I didn't even know about that. Ian McShane is in it. Judd Hirsch. So yeah, Christopher Reeve, Judd Hirsch, Anthony Dennison. Yeah, Ian McShane.
Donald Pleasance. He comes back, obviously.
Bump in the Night. That looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Nightmare in Daylight. Yeah, so see a lot of these made for TV ones. Above Suspicion. Oh, I remember this coming out.
The Seawolf. I've heard of that. I just never watched it.
Yeah, Seawolf. Canadian made for TV.
Oh, Charles Bronson.
We live in Canada. So usually when it's Canadian TV, we get very turned off. The only Canadian TV I cared about was like Edison Twins or something. I used to watch Edison Twins, and I used to watch You Can Do It, Yes You Can. Oh God, that was a terrible. I used to watch like the most awful shows. I remember thinking the Edison Twins was kick ass. I remember thinking that was like the badass Canadian show, or like Littlest Hobo, or one of these. We're proud of Corner Gas. I got to tell you, I've seen all. Yeah. I own all of Corner Gas, seen it all, and have the movie. Saw the movie in the theater. I love Corner Gas. We've seen every episode at least 2 or 3 times.
Brilliant.
That's a great show.
Most of them. I liked Just Like Mom. I
saw
that as a kid a lot.
Or if you watch Just Like Mom now,
it's disturbing.
It's weird. He would always get a kiss. He did
the
cheek, and sometimes he would turn and get a kiss on the lips. I'm like, what is happening right now? And it was all sweet and innocent, and you're like, oh. It's like that was weird.
Yeah, it was that, and I guess you would consider Sliders Canadian because it was a Canadian co-production, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, like to me, I don't know. We should do a Canadian Canadian content stream.
We'll just be like, didn't see it.
No, I used to watch, Aunt Agnes, Dear Aunt Agnes.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that one. Canadian Kitchens. Yeah, okay. Dude, we're going to do it. We're going to do the Canadian content show. Did you watch Yes, You Can Do It? You can do it. Yes, you can. Your cat can do it. In a gym. And I'm like, what? Your cat can do it? What is happening in this theme song? It was the weirdest show. Okay, this is way off Christopher Reeve topic. We're gonna okay. Let's get back to Christopher Reeve. So Rear Window. Now this would have been awesome. Now I didn't see this one.
I didn't either.
So I'm wondering if it's worth check. The problem is that Rear Window to me is just so awesome because obviously the original movie is like so awesome.
Rear Window, the first one, the Hitchcock one,
I watch Beachcombers.
Beachcombers.
Yes.
Oh, the Rear Window, the Hitchcock one is perfect. It's
Yeah.
literally perfect. There's literally nothing I can say negative about that movie. Like, there's nothing negative I can say at all about Rear Window. When I first saw it, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, this is so good. I have, like the top Hitchcock movies, which are like Vertigo and Psycho, and Rear Window's in there. I think I have the four top ones are, for me, are Psycho, Vertigo, Rear Window, and Dial M for Murder. Dial M for Murder is amazing.
I don't know. I like a lot of them. I think Rope is my favorite, to be honest.
Rope is good, man.
I like Dial M. I like North by Northwest.
Yeah.
I actually really like To Catch a Thief, the one
Yeah.
that you just gave me recently. I like Rebecca, man. I like what's that other one that's just one word? I like the one word ones. Rope, Rebecca, Suspense. No, what's that called?
Suspicion.
Yeah. And there's another one too.
Lifeboat.
Yeah, his name is. Oh my God. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh,
yeah.
Dude, that is so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I saw that too, and I went,
oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the I think it was a Canadian thing, and now I just got it's like I think that's Beachcombers, right?
Yeah.
I can't sing.
I know the theme for Beachcombers. I never watched it.
I think that's Beachcombers. Yes, we're gonna do the Canadian content one. I'm super pumped. Okay, so let's see. Like, what
he was a voice on Frasier. He was on the Muppet Show, but I think literally everyone has been on the Muppet Show.
Tales from the Crypt. Wow. Yeah, Muppet Show.
The Unpleasant World of Penn and Teller.
Wait, who was he on Frasier?
He was a voice. They always had like guest call-ins who were celebrities. So he because they always did the show. So he was one of the voices.
Yeah. I've seen all of Frasier. Frasier's super funny.
Yeah.
Smallville, that's correct. Yeah, I remember Smallville.
I remember that. They made a big deal about that. He was going to be on Smallville.
Yeah, and that's cool to have him on Smallville.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty neat.
Dude, he was in Road to Avonlea. Holy crap.
Wow. Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. But I mean, everyone's been a host. I mean, I'm surprised we're not hosts yet. Sesame Street. Yeah. So he did all the big shows where you would appear as yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So what else we got here? I mean, then you start getting into like the Broadway stuff, and I mean
obviously he had quite a I think he loved, like most actors, he loved the theater, and he did movies so that he could do more theater, which is weird when you say it like that, but like they make their money off these large films, right? Like Superman and stuff like that, and that allows him to then do the smaller stuff, which is what most actors actually love, is the theater stuff. That's why they get into it.
Yeah, I mean, that was his big thing, and we saw him on interviews and stuff too.
Yeah,
and I watched as many interviews as I could find, at least about the Superman stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just great to see him talk about, like, I think it was on Johnny Carson, like Tonight Show. And he's like, it was for Superman 3 or something. He's like, you know what? Nobody dies in this movie. Right. It's like the whole family can go. And yes, there's the questionable Superman, Dark Superman, and, he sleeps with Lorelai and all that. But like, it's like everyone can just go and enjoy this movie as a family. And it's like, I think that was the whole thing. And that's how you become someone who's like huge. There's Sean. Hey, Sean.
Holy crap.
I like my S is the Christopher Reeve S, but I like your color better.
This is the comic S.
Yeah.
Because it's got the black outline and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I like your color red better. Like this, for some reason,
It's faded.
It faded, right?
To make it look more realistic or something, or I don't know.
No, I think it just
was the S that color in the movie?
No, it's like your color. It's red.
It was this, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we were talking. I don't know if you heard any of it.
No, I hear shit.
We sway. We're gonna do a stream on Canadian content at some point because I started thinking about Edison Twins. And,
Edison Twins is that's the best theme song, man.
I told you, Steve.
Oh my god. Sometimes I listen to it at work for no reason. It's a minute and I just loop it. I feel like Edison Twins right now. It's like it gets me motivated. Like, if you use your head, you'll always win. Just like the Edison Twins. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no 2 days are quite the same.
Yeah.
Life is just.
I had a crush on the girl.
Annie? Everyone had a crush on Annie.
Marty McPhail, yeah. And it's like I thought I was 9. But like I had a crush on her. Yeah.
Everyone had a crush on Annie. Everyone and Paul was just a goof. Anyways, we're not gonna. All right. So
Anyways. Great.
So we're talking about now. I don't remember. We went through all of Christopher Reeve's movies. We can go through them real quick again. But we for Superman, the first Superman that Steve saw was Superman 3, and it was also the first one he saw in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like a 2-in-1. Mm-hmm. I saw Superman 1 and 2 for sure somewhere at home or something, because I did not see them in the theater, I don't think, but I saw Superman 3 in the theater. That is 100%. And I had the poster, the life-size poster of him running through the fire.
Yeah. Well, me too. Yeah, the Shoppers Drug Mart poster.
Shoppers Drug Mart one. Yeah, exactly. Did you get the Shoppers Drug Mart Batman 89? Because I got that one too.
No, I didn't.
I had that one too, Batman 89. Yeah, I wish I'd kept that, man. I remember thinking life size, and I had it up over my bed, and I'm like, I'm taller than Batman.
Yeah.
Like, because, right?
Yeah, how's it life size? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that Shoppers one was enormous.
It's enormous because
usually posters, even the ones you get at Walmart, weren't that big.
It was it was life size. It was life size.
It was Christopher Reeve, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was 6'4" or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I saw 3 in the theater, I saw 4 in the theater, and then I saw them all. Now, as a kid, 4, 3, 2, 1 was my order. Like, I'm watching part 4, and if I'm not watching part 4, I'm watching part 3, and if I'm not watching part 3, I'm watching the battles of part 2, and I hardly ever watched part 1. Part 1 was the last one I got on VHS.
Yeah,
I got the clamshell version. The other ones were the slim case, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what was your first one that you saw, and what was and then what was the first one you saw in the theater? Because you didn't.
Well, I don't know what the first one I saw. It's like Star Wars. Like, when did you see Star Wars first? I have no clue because it was just always there. Yeah. You know. But I want to say that maybe I saw Superman, the first one, the 2-part movie on TV. Was probably my first time seeing it. But I feel like I'd seen it maybe before that. But I do remember seeing it on TV because I remember when it cut. Right when he's flying up to
towards the screen.
And they say, Jim, that's a bad outfit. And then he and then it freeze frames and cuts, and then the next thing is
awesome, dude.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Awesome.
So it cuts at that point, and then it's the part 2s the next day or whatever.
I have memories of seeing Superman 2 in the theater, but that can't be right because I would have been 3. But like I do have memories of seeing Empire in the theater as well. So I don't know if there was I know back then they would re-release stuff or like run it long. But I do remember it. I do remember the sticky floor and everything. So I remember seeing 2 in the theater.
Would they have re-released part 2?
You know, it's possible, or there's a revival theater somewhere, and my parents took me to see it. I don't know. It's the same thing with Empire. I remember distinctly seeing Empire, but Empire came out when we were 3. So I don't know if my memory stretches back that far or something.
I'm 100% on Jedi was my first Star Wars in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm 100% positive.
Me too.
I'm 100% positive. No. I'm 50-50 on Superman 3. I also have some memories of Superman 2, but they could be fake. It could be fake memories, or like I know for sure Superman 3 I saw in the theater 100.
Yeah.
But Superman 2.
Well, I saw 3 in the theater. Yeah.
2 I don't. I'm gonna say no because I don't really for sure think that I did.
I'm gonna say I did. I don't know, because
Yeah,
my
okay.
parents took me to see movies very early, and
Right.
just to shut me the fuck up. So
Yeah,
I
me-
don't know. I don't have a
me too.
memory of the first movie I saw in a theater. I know other people do not. I always think that's weird, because to me it's just something that's always been around. So I don't really know when I saw something in the theater like the first time. I remember 3 in the theater. I never saw 4 in the theater. I saw it on VHS, like
Me
a
too.
rental.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, and the thing is, like, Superman is so ubiquitous. It's hard to. It's like Star Wars. It's so hard to pin down what your
Right.
first experiences were when you were our age.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is like, it was wallpapered. It was like, it was on TV all the time. I remember
Yeah.
coming into kindergarten one time and seeing on the chalkboard, we're watching Star Wars this morning. So they herded us all into a gym, and we saw Star Wars. It was just a whole thing. So when was the first time I saw Star Wars? I have no effing clue. And it's the same thing as Superman. So yeah, I don't know.
I think Return of the Jedi was the first Star Wars movie I'd seen and saw in the theater,
Yeah.
like both.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
But I owned. No, that can't be true. No, that can't be right.
Because with
no,
me,
I owned Lobot, and
You
I
own figures, yeah.
and I had figures from Empire, and I had the removable limb C-3PO. That was an early memory figure.
Yeah.
For sure I had the removable parts, because I thought that's what C-3PO was, and I
Yeah.
actually broke a C-3PO
Yep.
that wasn't
Yeah,
a
what's supposed to be
removable,
broken, yeah.
right. And I thought, oh shit, this broke. And I thought, no, mine could pop off and you could put it back. And I remember thinking that was messed up. And I definitely had R2D2 1000%.
Oh, I still have
So-
my childhood one,
Yeah, I have most of my childhood ones. So yeah, that can't be. The first Jedi figure I ever got was Bib Fortuna.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I remember thinking, I'm like, I want anything from Jabba's palace. And we went to Sears,
oh yeah,
and they had Bib Fortuna.
It's all monsters, yeah.
And I'm
it's
like,
cool.
I'll take that.
Klaatu, Barada, and Nikto.
No, yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't get that joke till later. I was like, oh shit, they're all named after the
Yeah,
freaking.
I didn't. The Gort had to stop
Understood
Gort
still,
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that until the first time I looked at the name of those characters ever. And by that time, because I didn't know the names of those people. When I knew the names of those people, I was already an adult and I already knew this.
No, I had that C-3PO case thing.
I
And
always
I
wanted
studied
that.
I studied the shit out of that, man. It's like, and you
always
flip it over
wanted
and so
that,
I still
man.
have it.
I have the Darth Vader one.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
the Vader one,
man.
but I got that Vader so early on that like that thing is like in a landfill somewhere.
Yeah.
But C-3PO, yeah, I still have that. It's wicked.
Oh man, but yeah. So Superman.
I should frame it. Good God, yeah.
Well,
I was gonna do what's that fellow's name? The toy hunter.
Toy Hunter.
Right?
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
his name. He did a thing? Did I see this on this? I either saw this on Retro Blasting or Toy Hunter. I don't remember. But the guy put all the old figures.
Right, Toy Hunter.
That was Toy Hunter.
They did it for his birthday or something like that.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm
and you told me like I want to do that.
I want to do that so badly. That's like such a wicked idea.
I don't know how they stay in place. Like they have to be.
They must have like little plastic things to hold them in place or whatever. But yeah, Superman. Is it a bit surprising that there wasn't more like Christopher Reeve toys?
Yes,
like
they didn't have the likeness. So Mego had the likeness to Superman, and so they re-released their Superman like figure and everything.
Which I've got. I had that one.
And they had really the rights to Jor-El and General Zod, but the comic ones. So they released those comic ones in the 70s. And then the Salkins were assholes. They didn't really grant a lot of merchandising. I mean, I always say this: DC never put out like a freaking adaptation of Superman 1 or 2. They couldn't. They put out souvenir magazines, which were the treasuries. But the figures, like I would have loved. So I'm a nerd, so I sometimes I just do this to myself. I make a list of like, if I in an alternate universe, if they release Superman figures for the movies, what what would they be? What would Wave 1 and 2 be? What would the play sets be? And I'm like,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, Superman 2, I would want a Metropolis City battle set with like maybe 4 buildings, road, and like you can knock out pieces of the buildings and stuff. You can put a man through, and it's like the lever thing where you put a guy on a thing and you pull a lever and he goes through the It's that would be cool. Fortress of Solitude would be cool.
Obvious.
Maybe a Daily Planet set or something like that.
You put little crystals in and it does stuff.
It's like
have a Coke sign there, Sean. You'd need a Coke sign for the battle of.
The Coke. Yeah, it's a.
What's your? But what scale?
3 3/4 inch, man.
3 3/4.
Oh yeah.
I think superpowers 5, whatever superpowers.
Oh yeah.
Those were such an awesome toy line, man. I don't even recall watching the show, but I got the toys.
My Wonder Woman is there. I have tons in the packaging. I got Superman in the packaging, Wonder Woman in the packaging, Robin in the packaging, Red Tornado, Firestorm, Calabac, Brainiac,
but
Darkseid.
I think 3 3/4 inch. I mean, like you can do it like superpower style, just out of tribute. But like 3 3/4 inch, the smaller you can get, the better the play sets, right? Like, and so you have the General Zod.
What are those called?
Pardon?
What are those called, Sean? Those ones that they have right now?
DC Universe.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? The Zod you have is from DC Universe.
No. This one.
Oh, it's that's Spin Master, no?
Yeah, it's like one of those kind, but they're very posable.
They're like 4 inch, right? They're not 3 3/4 inch. Nowadays, people go 4 inch or 6 inch. That sounds bad.
No, this is. I would say this is 3. I would say this is 3 3/4. Look.
Yeah, I don't have a Spin Master. I have the Where is he? There he is. I have the Justice League Action. So this is 4.
Yeah, that is what this is.
And this is 3 3/4 inch.
Oh my god, I must have a 3. Oh, my Captain America's.
So this is probably 4.5 inch. If this is 3 3/4 inch, this is the Marvel Legends 3 3/4 inch retro set, and this guy is just
okay. That's not the guy either.
No, he's not Spin Master. No, I haven't bought any Spin Master yet. Oh. I will one day.
They're wicked.
Yeah,
and it's Black Suit Superman, and it's the comic version.
Yeah.
Although he's got the beard, which I don't.
He's got a beard, yeah. He's not building flavors here.
He's not.
But yeah, no, they never had toys. And as a kid, I wanted toys. And honest to God, I thought Superpowers was the Superman. It was the closest thing we got to a Superman set that it was basically patterned after Superman, even though they made more stuff for Batman because you can, right? It's like a Batcopter, a Batmobile. But the color scheme of the packaging was the Superman colors. Superman had the Supermobile, which wasn't so stupid because he had one in the comics.
Right.
And I'll fight anyone on that. Like, people like, well, why does you need one if he has powers? Like, well, when you fly out in space, asshole, you don't there aren't yellow suns all over the fucking place, dumb dipshit. Like, you need a shuttle. It's like you can't just fly out in a deep space all naked and shit with no powers anymore. You die, right?
What do you think this is, an M. Night Shyamalan movie? What do you think this is? The M. Night Shyamalan movie Signs, where people just fly naked and invade worlds naked and then get killed by water?
He needs a ship, man.
My water bottle can kill the aliens.
Yeah.
I
was disappointed there was no Superman figure set with. I wanted Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane. I wanted General Zod as he looked in the movie, non-Ursa. I wanted all those guys. I wanted play sets. I wanted a city battle play set. I thought of one in my head as like a 6-year-old. So, it's disappointing. They were just feeling their oats at that point. And no one really understood this kind of stuff until like maybe Ninja Turtles. It's like. Right. Because that's why that ran so long, and it wasn't like the three year model, right? So yeah, but yeah, it's to me Superpowers with the Superman line, but
Yeah, Supermobile.
with the
Yeah.
fist.
I never had.
But they didn't have the fists in the. We talked about this before, J-Man.
Yeah,
The toy didn't have the fist, but you would figure it would because it only the corgi version did, like the little dinky car version.
yeah, I know Corgi.
Yeah.
Supermobile toy. Take a look at it. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. So
Yeah, there's the corgi
there,
one.
here's a comic.
Yeah,
Action
that's the way.
Comics.
And that's
So that looks pretty damn good, eh?
Yeah.
Like
And
that.
the Corgi one
That's
looks-
awesome.
The corgi one looks accurate to the comic.
This is the Corgi one right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So Corgi did all of the they did a lot of those, like they did the Bond cars and they did like Space 1999 and they did everything pretty much, like every vehicle thing you could imagine they did. This is the superpowers one, but see on the sides it's missing those
Yeah, but it just has a battering ram for whatever reason.
I remember this battering. Did you have that, Steve?
I had it.
Yeah,
there was
I
also
remember
the Lexor 7, which was just a repainted version for Lex Luthor.
Oh man, look at that.
I know.
So good. They're the best.
They're
This is
the
like my
best
second
design
favorite toy
thing.
line.
They look awesome, and they still look awesome.
Yeah, I think Star Wars Vintage is number one. Number two is Superpowers, and He-Man. Oh, I don't know, maybe He-Man then Superpowers.
G.I. Joe? No one ever picks G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's got everything, and it's got
has
like 100
everything.
vehicles and play sets.
Yeah.
I didn't connect to the characters of G.I. Joe. I think that's all. It has nothing to do with the quality of it. Transformers because of the price tag.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, I had a lot of G.I. Joes, but they look cool. It's just like it didn't beat Superman and Flash. And
there's like a bunch of generic guys, right? But yeah,
and He-Man, the guys are so big.
Yeah,
like the toy is just so like bulky that it just seemed like you're getting a good deal with it.
Yeah.
So those are my three favorites.
It was hard for G.I. Joe to get like unique because usually it was a lot of guys were guys in army fatigues. I know they were different colors and stuff, but like I wanted the weird guys like Zartan, Serpentor. I loved. Like I mostly loved the Cobra guys because they all looked unique and really cool. Where the G.I. Joe guys, I mean, Spirit was there; he was cool.
Bazooka had the jersey.
Yeah,
as they moved away from like the Wave 1, as many people note, like Wave 1 is all army guys, and then they moved away from that, right? It's like Gung Ho and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
it got very fantasy.
Shipwreck and Deep Six was cool.
Yeah,
right? He came with
Deep Six in that lake. It's like, how'd you get there? It's a deep diving outfit, and it's a lake, and it's not even, it's a puddle. It's like a small ass lake. And there's a thunderstorm. He's like, you better get out this. Meanwhile, he's wearing like all the metal. And he's like, you gotta get out this thunderstorm. It's like, fucking shit, man.
That was weird.
If you're swimming and there's a thunderstorm, get indoors. They're like grasping at straws at that point. They're like, I don't know if there's a thunderstorm. Like, they don't know what kind of a moral to put at the end.
Those PSAs got more and more bizarre.
I love the thing about them is they have to use the same model pack for all those guys. They don't redesign them, so it's like, you know, someone sets fire to their kitchen, some kid, and runs out, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then like freaking
Barbecue
like
shows up
Roadblock is walking down the street with like freaking like grenades.
Yeah.
And shit. And he's like, hey, it's like, are those street legal? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, they're not in civilian clothes because they're not on duty. They're supposed to be off duty.
Yeah,
but they're using the same animation cells, right?
Yeah.
Hey kids, it's like it's Roadblock with weapons, like in a suburban area. Like, what is happening
here?
here?
Call 911. It's like,
uh-oh. It's like, that's not gonna.
No, but Deep Six is probably the best one.
That's the best one.
Yeah, because he's just been down there. It's like these kids are playing and stuff. And I don't know what the hell he's doing down there, looking at these kids. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you better get out of the water, man!" And fucking thunderstorm was like, "Have you been down there all this time?
What have you been doing down there?"
Like,
I love those.
With the black light. Anyway, yeah.
Oh god. But no, I love the PSAs. I was almost one of the things for this new He-Man, and then we'll get back to Superman. I wish they had done the PSAs or something because I like
One
that.
this new He-Man, yeah.
Just to do it.
They don't do that for Netflix. They should have just bit the bullet and done a couple, right?
Done a couple, you know. It's like
in today's episode, He-Man learned about caring or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you should care about everybody.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the PSA. It's over. Like
when someone's son or daughter dies, don't think about your fucking self. In
this episode, Tila watched her best friend die, and then she went to her father and the king, who's beside himself with grief over the loss of his son, and she yelled at the king after being promoted to captain of the guard. It's like she then proceeded to yell at her father and made it all about herself. Don't do this, kids. Don't be a Kevin Smith writer.
Don't be an ungrateful asshole. And know that when you're given responsibility, it's for a reason. And don't fucking fuck up that reason. Number 2, don't yell at the fucking father when their son died. In
this episode, Randor's son died.
Yeah.
Tila yelled at him. It's like we all know that it's not good to yell at people, number 1 in general. Number 2, the people who are your boss. Number 3, the people who are the king. Number 4, someone who just lost their damn son, who literally saved this realm 4,000 times when your dumbass couldn't do shit. It's like, number 5, you suck. It's like...
Yeah. In today's episode... Hi, I'm Tila. In today's episode, I was a selfish prick asshole. I was written by a selfish prick asshole, so fuck you. There's
the line. We could do a stream of writing the revelations.
I'm surprised no one's done that yet. Like, do the moral for each episode. It's like in
someone
today's
really
episode.
should.
No, there's
I
no
might. I do have the technology to do that. And you'll see at the end of this stream.
Yeah.
But I've got the technology. I could do that. I should really do that.
Because we have like a million animation cells from our DVDs.
Today's
just
episode.
do the classic guys and say in today's episode. Did you enjoy this shitty thing? In today's episode.
Then in She-Ra, it was they had Lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah. Lucky.
And
yeah,
then you always have to.
You can find me today, and you're like, there you are. So did you find me today? I'm like, well, yeah, because you're like a rainbow colored character.
You can see, and you could see them in every single episode. It's like it's like right there. It's like like in the background.
So did you have you saw Death Trap? We talked about Death Trap, Noises Off, Street Smart, Village of the Damned, Switching Channels. Those are kind of the ones that I had all seen. I didn't see any of his romantic drama.
The time travel one.
Remains of the Day. What was the time travel one?
Somewhere in Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a weird one in that he needs to meditate to go back in time, but everything needs to be of the period and stuff. It's really weird. I remember fantasizing about that as a kid. It's like, oh, that's really weird stuff. If I just think that I'm in another time, I'll be in another time, right?
That's the today's thinking. If I think something, it goes against facts and it could just become true.
Yeah, you could just do it anyways. Yeah,
but you can't. That not in the real world. So we're looking through his filmography. And
what was the TV version? Or was a TV movie where he played a pedophile? But back then they didn't use that word. But I knew what I was watching, and the thing is, Christopher Reeve tried to get away from Superman as much as he could.
It wasn't Road to Avonlea.
Was he in Road to Avonlea?
Yeah, yes. That's where we started talking about the.
That's
Edison
when he talked about CanCon, eh?
Whew. Yeah, we're down, and then Beachcombers came up in the chat, of course.
Yeah, my aunt was in Beachcombers several times.
Yes, yeah.
Just as a secretary here and there or something.
Oh my god,
a bit player. Yeah.
Did you watch Yes You
for
Can?
Life? What?
Did you watch Yes You Can Do It? You can do it. Yes you can.
Yes you can. I remember the song. Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
You can do it. Yeah. Or Troopers. Trooper is the name of the game we play. Trooper is the name of the show.
Oh my god. I have
Get ready to play. Come on, everybody, let's go. That's a terrible show.
Anyway. Okay, we gotta watch all in the raccoon.
You can do a CanCon thing.
We're doing a CanCon thing.
It's like circle square and all that shit.
Oh, circle square, yes. Oh my god. Well, Edison. So we're gonna definitely do Edison twins.
And you gotta tell the today's special story about your friend.
Today's. Oh, you have to once we go off. You
Like
guys remind
Eric
me.
and his brother.
I remember it.
Yeah. You can tell it now, man. Just
No, I'm not telling it now. We're saving it for the CanCon.
all right.
We're saving it for CanCon because it's just so. But it's so stupid. It's like I want people to get all pumped up for this story, and then when they hear it, it's absolute rubbish and nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who cares? And plus, you could figure that out in 2 seconds by watching the show. It's like, oh god. Okay. So yeah, Christopher. So we're going through. I didn't see. Basically, after Village of the Damned, I kind of like lost track of what he was doing, and then that was like when I don't remember when the accident was.
Oh yeah, he's in that Bobby Brown on Our Own, the Ghostbusters 2 song.
Yeah, okay.
He's either cycling or running or something like that, and he looks up at a billboard and like Bobby Brown's like dancing or something.
I like the Ghostbusters 2 song.
Yeah.
I like that song a lot.
Looks like we're gonna have to take control. That's great.
Is that
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
You call the Ghostbusters and they get control.
In control, yeah.
Kids can rock and roll. Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Kids can rock and roll.
How
those guys came to my school.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Oh my god, I just had a
flashback.
flashback.
A lot of those guys did school tours first. Like Dudley the Dragon was in my school like grade 1 or 2 or something like that.
I think I know
years before the show. But it was like a dude in an animatronic thing. It's like in this big puppet.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
But yeah, Kids Can Rock and Roll 100% came to my school. I can't believe it. That's crazy. Yeah, so I don't know which one he played the was it a movie, TV movie?
It's a TV movie. I'm trying to look for it here.
I mean, Tales from the Crypt. What's cooking? Well, it wasn't Sesame Street, wasn't Smallville, wasn't the Practice, I don't think.
What's Death Dreams? What's that?
Death Dreams.
A woman reaches out to her dead daughter. Nope, that's not it. He was blonde too, I remember that.
Nightmare in the Daylight. Let's look up.
Oh, maybe.
Blonde.
He plays a guy named Sean.
Oh, great.
Mary fears a Los Angeles lawyer who has mistaken her for no.
Maybe Above Suspicion.
Oh, that sounds.
Let's see.
Where's that shit? Above the law. No. MC Kane.
Okay, so it's The Toasted Blonde. What is that? Was that a
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I remember seeing it though.
No, that one I definitely didn't see. I mean, I think the furthest removed, I guess maybe for me would have probably been like Street Smart or something, or or if you're talking about Tone Village of the Damned because it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
but that was like there wasn't that much gore in that one. That was a weird John Carpenter movie in the sense that I don't think it added a heck of a lot to that concept, or I don't really remember. I'm not sure if I even saw the original Children of the Damned
before you saw that one.
Before I saw this one.
So,
and then I still haven't seen it.
Guys, what about all the movies he turned down? So the list of movie roles he turned down included the lead roles, and get this, American Gigolo.
Wow.
The World According to Garp.
Yep.
Splash.
Oh, wow.
Fatal Attraction.
Oh.
Romancing the Stone.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh my God.
And Body Heat.
Wow.
He also turned down, Katharine Hepburn recommended him to David Lean for the role of Fletcher Christian in The Bounty. He turned that down. Mel Gibson took that role. And he also, after his accident, he was supposed to be in Hannibal in the Gary Oldman character, who's in a wheelchair. He was supposed to be Mason Berger.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's crazy. That would have been awesome. Yeah, that's I mean, I the accident, was really rough. There's another friend of mine who you guys both know who we love Superman and all that, and we were just like my one buddy was like, I cannot watch any footage of him in the chair. He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't see that at all. He's like, I literally just like he couldn't watch. And I remember when Smallville came out, and then he was in it for like a bunch of episodes or whatever, and we're like, oh, he's in Smallville. And we tried to, and he's like, nope, I'm not watching it. We weren't watching Smallville anyway because we didn't like the show, but it's like we're like, yeah, we're not watching it because it was just too hard to see Christopher Reeve in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
like in footage, and like he would talk with his wife and stuff, and it was just brutal.
Yeah,
it was really rough to see.
Yeah, they were on like Oprah or something like that.
Yeah. And you just see him, and it's like this, and it's just like, oh.
And he'd have to wait for each breath. That was really brutal to listen to. I just felt bad for the man, right? So
yeah, it was.
I remember that Chris Rock sketch is like Superman can't walk.
I
it's
know.
like what's next? Like how going to get the gout? Like shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's stunned. He's like fucking Superman can't walk. What the fuck is this?
I know.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
It was crazy when he went, and it was like, I think it was 94 when he had the accident or something like that, because in 95 he was already playing a paralyzed character in a movie in the TV one of the TV movies. It was crazy because here was this big strong man. It was like, it's like when someone dies and you realize your own mortality. Like if this big strong man can be unable to walk, then there's no hope for any of us. Like that was the thing. Like he did feel, invulnerable. Like he did seem to be invulnerable. Like it never seemed like, well, Christopher Reeve will never have to go through that shit. It's Superman, right?
Never trust horses. Fuck those guys.
I know. It's crazy.
Well, I'll never take a pole. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing any. Yeah, forget that shit.
It's like that and skiing. It's like how many ski activities there are. It's like I never liked skiing. I was like, fuck this. If you think it's great, fine. Read the list of how many people die from fucking skiing, man.
Yeah. I like skiing. We went once.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, I'm good. I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I love skiing in James Bond, especially in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, everyone else can do it.
Yeah. I loved watching that as an exciting action thing.
Yeah.
But nope, I'm good. I did skateboarding, as anybody who listened to like rock or whatever.
Yeah.
So he has to do some skateboarding, or else you're not you don't get the pass or whatever. And I had that skateboard with it was like this, and it had
curves.
Two curves, like not just the back curve.
Yeah.
And I thought it was I wasn't too bad, but I couldn't do jumps or anything. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I think I did it for like a year as like one summer. I was a big skateboarder, and then I'm like, yeah, this sucks. It's like, and then you got to maintain your board, and the wheels get destroyed very fast, actually, if you use it a lot. So I was like, yeah, I'm not into these things. I'm not into like these adventure sports or whatever. It's like,
no.
So I'm not breaking my back or getting concussions like every 5 minutes or whatever to like catch a ball. I don't get it. And then we should have continued on because we would get paid millions to catch a ball.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, should have developed my baseball skills a lot better as a kid.
Yeah. Baseball. Did you play baseball?
Yep.
We didn't. I don't think I did anything. I did taekwondo, but like that was like I was forced to do it. So I did it for like 2.5 years or whatever. It's like, oh, that was brutal.
My main thing was bowling. I bowled for 13 years in the league.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just not for me. All right, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. Just because we've talked for like 90 minutes. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to a thing tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to the show tomorrow and see how it is. It's a free show. I don't know what it's free to get in, so it's like 15 minutes from my house. I thought I'll go see how, it might be really good. Sometimes these really small toy shows, it's not even a toy show. It's just like collector show or something. Yeah. So I have no idea. I could go there and there's like stamps. But there is, it's like, I don't know.
Lingerie.
Bottle caps, right? Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go there, and then we've got like tons of other stuff. So no stream tomorrow. We'll be back next week sometime. We'll talk about. I saw the what ifs. I saw free guy, and I saw the trailers for everything. I saw a trailer for Cobra Kai. I saw all that stuff, which we could all talk about. So we'll maybe we'll do that on the Thursday one. But I guess anything else, guys, to wrap it up, or Chris Reeve is the best. That's it.
Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you did.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.